Hello and welcome back to the Common Colt Podcast, a Colts podcast with real takes and no clickbait. I'm Josh Hudgens, and I want to talk about Jonathan Taylor today as we are entering training camp. And kind of the big news out of Colts land was that Jonathan Taylor was placed on PUP today. And I think that's a little weird, and I want to talk about that. Obviously, our show prides itself on not getting all riled up about crazy stuff, and we try to be a fan podcast with realistic takes. But hey, look, we give one-word reactions to big Colts news, and this is big Colts news in my opinion. And my one-word reaction is suspicious. And I'm going to dive into that right now. But before I do, please comment your one word. And if you're subscribed to our channel and you comment a one word and maybe why you're giving that one word, I'm going to try to respond to everybody's comment. But for me, I got a few reasons why I think there's something more to this than just Jonathan Taylor being nicked up. First of all, a few weeks ago, Jim Irsay went on Pat McAfee's show and said Jonathan Taylor's healed up. This was 2-3 weeks ago he said this. And we didn't hear anything else about the injury. He could have said he's working his way back or we're taking it week to week. No, he said he's healed up. The owner of the Colts said he's healed up. Then today in Chris Ballard's press conference, he says he mentioned two guys particularly going on PUP, Will Mallory and Tyquan Lewis. He could have mentioned Jonathan Taylor because trust me, Jonathan Taylor was an option today or a topic today. He was spoke about a few times. Ballard talked a little bit about the contract stuff, said a lot of words, didn't say a whole lot. That's typical NFL GM talk. But there was an opportunity there to at least kind of slip in there that he was entering PUP. The only thing he did say was that him and Jonathan Taylor talked a lot in May and June, and they were going to talk a lot later on in the day. So I'm just wondering if something happened in those conversations that made the Colts put him on PUP. And I'm not saying this guy's not working his way back and still rehabbing back, but when you factor in the big elephant in the room, which is the contract, obviously Jonathan Taylor has a quote that says, you just want to be treated fairly, not even treated fairly, you just want to be appreciated for what you bring to the team. Now, this comes in lieu of all sorts of NFL running backs kind of speaking out about the running back market right now, and reportedly a Zoom call that happened last week, which Jonathan Taylor was in with multiple top running backs in the league. And I think, truthfully, for the Colts to have to re-sign Jonathan Taylor this offseason is probably the worst offseason to do it, because not only is he probably getting pressure from his agent to get paid as much as possible, he is now getting pressure from all sorts of running backs around the league. Like, everybody's looking at this situation as the one to look at. Now that Saquon got his one-year deal, everyone has turned their eyes to Jonathan Taylor, and they're curious of what he's going to do. So there's a lot of eyes on this contract negotiation, and Jonathan Taylor's probably getting a lot of opinions from a lot of different places. And I just think that while he's on PUP, he can be in meetings, he can still be around the team, but he's not going to practice. He's not going to risk an injury or re-aggravating an injury if he's rehabbing. And I just think there could be a little more to this than just his injury. I'm curious what you guys think. This situation could get a little dicey, especially with the current market of NFL running backs and what's happening, what we see on social media from running backs themselves. I'm curious what you guys think. If you guys could comment, I'm definitely going to be keeping my eyes on this one, and we'll definitely update you if something else comes up. So again, guys, if you could subscribe, comment, and just tune in. Thanks again for watching the Common Colt Podcast. We'll be coming at you guys soon.